show, y'all. We're broadcasting live right here, right now from Dallas, Texas. And we want to send a special shout out to everybody that's out there that's doing something productive to put them a little bit closer towards their hopes and their dreams. It is now showtime, y'all. And shout out to the band, man. Show the band some love by leaving the number 8 in the chat section, y'all. It is now showtime, y'all. We want to thank y'all for tuning in for another segment of the all-new, brand-new James Ayers Show, where we not only talk about things that are bothering me, but we also talk about things that are bothering you. And on today's show, y'all, we're going to get y'all caught up to speed. We'll get y'all caught up to speed because, man, it's been some things that's been swirling around here in Texas, and I ain't talking about the latest. I ain't talking about the latest TikTok dance either. I'm talking about these tornadoes, y'all, for real. We done had some twisters out here in Texas, and they've been giving a lot of us some problems. And if you're thinking about investing in a storm shelter, if you're going to be moving here to Texas, you may want to get one that's large enough for you to put your car in, all your pets, and you maybe need one large enough to put your in-laws in because everything here in Texas is a little bit bigger. But seriously, y'all folks, while we're all, busy picking up the pieces, There's been a whole nother problem that's been going on out here. It's been a whirlwind and we all need to be vigilant, and we need to watch out for these scam contractors. That's right. I'm talking about these con artists. They out here kind of like mosquitoes, like a natural disaster. You know what I'm saying? So on today's show, we're going to get y'all caught up to speed with what's been going on out here in Texas, number one. And then we're going to talk about these scam artists, contractors out here that's going to be coming up with tools and briefcases and saying that they're contractors and business cards out of the middle of nowhere trying to get your business. But before we do that, y'all, let's take a look at this.
We began this morning with the latest on the deadly tornado outbreak. It tore through northern portions of our area, and there's been a lot of destruction. National Weather Service taking a look at all this damage, trying to figure out exactly how many tornadoes touched down over the weekend. It could take several days, they're saying, to survey all this destruction.
Yeah, right now they know at least 3 tornadoes hit Cook, Collin, and Denton counties. The tornado in Collin County is believed to be an EF3. The others were EF2s.
So far, 7 people are confirmed dead.
Listen, y'all, before we go any further, let's bow our heads for a moment of silence for all those that have suffered from a loss because of this natural disaster. Now that we got that out of the way, back to the show, y'all.
Saying about 100 people injured. Dan Godwin live in Valley View this morning, definitely one of the harder hit areas, joins us with the latest on those recovery efforts. Dan?
Well, Lauren, this stretch of roadway here in Valley View in Cook County, just a long row of destruction, at least a couple of dozen homes. Saturday was the deadliest day for tornadoes in North Texas since 2015. Luckily, residents were warned to take cover before the storm. Otherwise, the toll could have been considerably worse. The National Weather Service says the storm here was an EF2 tornado with winds up to 135 miles per hour. The extent of the damage: homes demolished or severely damaged, debris everywhere, large tree branches snapped, is a sobering sight. Delaney Kerr said she returned to her home just in time to seek shelter in the house with her stepfather and her son on Sunday. Surveying the damage to the home's interior left her feeling grateful to be alive.
Now, y'all, picture this. Now, imagine this. Your roof is gone. Your fence is somewhere in the next county over, and you pull up, and you got a guy in a truck with a magnet with a sign on it that says, "I'm a totally legitimate contracting company." And he's got a smile on his face just as big as a chess cat in Texas. And like I always say, y'all, if the deal sounds too good to be true, y'all, then it's kind of like what I always tell y'all. It just might not be true. And you know what they say? They may get you one time, but it's going to be hard for them to get you a second time.
It's pretty devastating. I think we had a direct hit, so it was pretty scary. It was really scary, actually. We were like afraid to come out when it was over, but it was finally over, thank goodness.
Maybe it lasted like for 10, 15 minutes. All the time I was praying to God, saying, "God, please let us live more. Me, my husband, and all the families."
Yolanda Vasquez was inside her house with her husband when the storm hit. The damage inside their home, remarkable as well. Every room torn up and the roof lifted off the living room and carried away by the winds. Cleanup was underway Sunday. There are also utility crews out here working now to repair downed power lines and restore electricity. Among the 7 fatalities caused by the storm, there was a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. For those whose homes were destroyed, the Red Cross has set up a shelter at the First Baptist Church Community Center on North Lee Street here in Valley View. Reporting live Dan Godwin on Good Day.
Check this out. I'm going to show you how I afforded this car. Okay, you ready? All right, $118 for car insurance.
Now, as y'all can see, that we had some serious weather here in Texas. And I know a lot of you guys are looking here at the title and you're wondering, how do I protect my home and my wallet from these tornado chasers? Well, give me just a second. We're going to be getting to that here in a second. But before I do that, y'all, I've got another clip. Kirk, see if you got that clip. Pull that other clip up for us, Kirk. While he's pulling that clip up, y'all, this next clip is going to be one of the main reasons why you want to make sure you do your homework while you're looking for a contractor to do any work on your home, not just because it's a natural disaster, but here's one of the main reasons here, y'all, that you want to make sure you go down, do your research, contact a Better Business Bureau, because this is happening to this young lady, but it could just as well happen to you as well. Take a look at this clip.
Bashing in a bathroom after a customer refused to pay for work they considered undone. Investigative reporter Dan Beatty joins us live in studio with the details on both of those investigations. Dan.
Colorado Springs police say they are looking into the contractor controversy after the homeowner filed a police report over the weekend. But the Pikes Peak Regional Building Department have also started their own investigation. This man smashing the bathroom with a sledgehammer is Terry Gregory, a co-owner of Dream Home Remodels of Colorado.
Unbelievable, y'all.
The video is shot by a person who lives in the house. The home's owner, Amber Truckee, says she paid him $3,300 but wouldn't pay the remaining $4,300 until she felt the work was complete in her bathroom.
Now, listen, let's stop right there, y'all. Now, in her defense, that sounds pretty realistic, all right? Contractor started out. She's already done the number one no-no by giving the contractor money up front. If the contractor doesn't have the money up front for him to start the project, then I'm telling y'all now, that's a red flag. Maybe he spent the money from the previous job that he's had, and he's trying to play catch up with your project. That's a number one red flag. So she's done well and over and beyond what was due for her as a homeowner and hiring him as a contractor for him to give him $3,300 up front. Would I have done that? Would I advise you to do that? Nah.
So I was not going to pay them until I saw the actual finished product. And the shower heads had just been put on, and I guess the adhesive had to cure for 24 hours. And so I wanted to make sure the plumbing worked. They moved my plumbing around. They moved the drain. I wanted to make sure that worked. Watching it just like brings tears in my eyes. It makes me sick. It makes me scared.
Can y'all imagine just sitting here watching a contractor do this to your home, and you've already paid him a portion of the money, and him just getting all the thrill in the world by smashing your walls, damaging your property? By the way, that's not legal. Okay? That's not legal for him to do that. I want y'all to know that right now. As a licensed general contractor, I want y'all to know what he's doing is not legal. Okay?
This was more than just trashing my bathroom. This, like, my sense of safety is gone.
According to the Pikes Peak Regional Building Department, if the plumbing was relocated, then a proper master plumber's license through the state and registration through Pikes Peak would be required, as well as a proper permit. The Regional Building Department says their investigation pertains to whether or not Dream Home Remodels of Colorado tells KRDO They are licensed to conduct this work, and everything they do is 100% to code. In a statement to KRDO, Dream Home Remodels of Colorado says there was no displeasure expressed by the customer.
All right, so let's stop right there, y'all. Here's one thing. I'm going to give you a tip right off the top. Before we get a little bit deeper and we take a deep dive and jump off the bridge into the shady contractors, let me tell y'all one thing that you need to know first. Now, in Texas, this may not apply to you guys, which is unfortunate. But if you are a licensed contractor in most other states, it's simple. All you have to do is go to that particular state, to that state, whether it's South Carolina, you can go to the Louisiana Board of Contractors. You can go to the South Carolina Board of Contractors. There is a website available for you to see if the contractor is licensed. Now, again, it's unfortunate for those here in Texas, because for most of us that are licensed, we do take the utmost pride in being a licensed contractor. And there's nothing that we would do to jeopardize us being able to have that license in order for us to take care of our responsibilities and take care of our families. There's nothing that we would do to jeopardize that. However, in Texas, anybody with a briefcase, anybody that knows how to sling a hammer, anybody with a ladder, they can become a contractor. So keep that in mind. But it does not apply to you here in Texas.
And they repeatedly asked for payment. As communication broke down, the company said they decided to repossess the tile shower. According to the Pikes Peak Regional Building Department, its own website says Dream Home Remodels of Colorado has a Class B-E license. The contractors say they haven't been contacted in regards to either investigation as of yet. 13 Investigates asked Truckee for a copy of the contract she signed to hire Dream Home Remodels of Colorado. She could not provide that document.
That is another problem right there. If a contractor is going to be doing anything in your home for any particular reason, you definitely want to make sure that he's got a contract. You want to make sure that you read over the contract to make sure that there's nothing in that contract that's going to come back and bite you in the you know what later. Because the weird thing about it, if he does the work and you do not pay him, he can do something that's called filing a mechanical lien on your property. Now, once that mechanical lien is filed on your property, in most states, it'll stay on your property for a minimum of 10 years. In any event that you try to sell your home, any event that you want to give your home away in a deed or put it in a trust, before any of that happens, that judgment, that lien must be satisfied. So listen, it's always important to make sure that you get a contract written, signed by you and him with the date on it and the work that's going to be performed on your home. Without it, you may as well just give him your bank account.
But the contractors tell KRDO she did sign a contract, but wouldn't provide the contract to 13 Investigates either.
That's because she ain't have it.
Saying it would release Truckee's personal information. Reporting live in studio, Dan Beatty, 13 Investigates.
All right, so listen, let's start here, y'all. For starters, if a contractor, here's some of the things that I would suggest you do. If you were going to have a contractor to do any amount of work on your home, for starters, if a contractor asks you for full payment up front, listen here, you may want to run faster than Speedy Gonzalez, because legitimate contractors, they don't need to be paid in full up front before they start a job, because they've got something that we call in this industry, they've got something called integrity, which is not just some fancy word, but it's actually a real thing, believe it or not. And listen, y'all, let's not forget about the importance of doing your homework. Google is a good place to start, but however, it's important to check their licenses, get some references, and for the love of your Jesus Christ, make sure that the last job they did was not on some reality show. Because the last thing you need is to be caught up in some more tornado twister drama. So listen, y'all, I'm telling y'all this to make sure that we stay vigilant. You know, you got to make sure you keep your stay on top of your game and keep your doors locked. And remember that the only storm that you should ever be invited into your home is a storm that you invited. Now, other than that, y'all, when these natural disasters happen, you're going to always see scams running rampant. Listen, it happened when it happened with the coronavirus, okay? You know, it's happened several times. We can go back and count countless amount of times, whereas if scams start taking place when there was a natural disaster. So now let's dive a little bit deeper with these shady contractors. Let me show you how you can identify these shady contractors. Number one, if you see a contractor on a bicycle riding up to your house saying that he wants to get on your roof and replace your roof, send him back on that long ride where he just came from on that dirt bike, okay? Number two, if a contractor shows up to your door, and they're going to be coming knocking here because Texas, they had several counties here in the state that were affected by the tornadoes. But if the contractor shows up on your door and he shows up like you having a birthday party for your child, listen, send him on his way. These guys, they have more tricks up their sleeves than Houdini or a magician. And let me tell you that if you allow them to come in, they're going to show you their biggest act, which is going to be, it may be pretty impressive because you'll never see him again, because if you give him any money, he's going to disappear. So, you know, after a tornado hits, you know, these contractors, they're going to come crawling. They're going to come crawling out of woodwork like ants at a picnic. But the only thing that they're interested in is rebuilding their bank account. So when they show up, when they got business cards printed on, it looks like some recycled napkins, or, you know, they give you an estimate on a napkin from McDonald's. The only thing you need to give him is a handshake and then send them on their way. You know, I had this one guy, he told me one time that he wanted to fix my roof. And he said he was going to fix my roof for half the price than everyone else said that they were going to do it. And, you know, because I'm in the industry, it just kind of shocked me. So I asked him, I said, you know, I don't understand. How can you even afford to do that? And he said, well, you know, we base it on volume. And you know what? You know, turns out he was right. Most of these contractors, they have to do a high volume of jobs because they ain't completing none of the ones they started. They will never finish the job. So they got to keep turning these projects, doing high volumes because none of them are getting finished. Now, here's another one I want y'all to take up. Now, this is the classic line that you're going to always get with the contractor. This line is standard all the way across the board. I don't care if you're dealing with a plumber, carpenter, roofer, concrete guy, general contractor. They're all going to come to you and they're going to tell you one thing. They're going to tell you with a straight face. They're going to look you dead in your eye. They're going to say, I can start tomorrow, but I need a deposit today. And the minute you hear that translates into, I need you to fund my lifestyle today because I have not done what I needed to do with all of my previous projects. So if someone tells you that they can start immediately after a tornado, they probably got fired from their last job, or worse, maybe they just got out on parole. I don't know, y'all. But anyway, let's talk about the work vehicles, okay? If the contractor comes up, and he pulls up to your home in a truck that looks like it was one of them that was caught up in the tornado that barely survived itself, then you might want to reconsider. I had one guy to pull up one time in a van that had more rust on it than the Titanic. And the only thing that looked newer than the tornado was the ravaged house. So speaking of the vehicles, y'all, you'll ever notice how these guys will always have a relative in the business. They're gonna always say, hey, listen, don't worry about it. You know, right now I can do the framing, but I got somebody to do the roofing. Well, don't worry about the any other work because I got somebody to do the granite. Well, hey, I do the framing, but guess what? I got somebody to do the concrete. Well, hey, don't worry about the concrete because I got somebody to do the lawn for you. Well, when you're dealing with these guys, sure he knows somebody that does it. And I bet it's probably his one of his cousins or his brothers, you know, that can possibly do that concrete work, that electrical work. But believe it or not, you don't want to trust him. That's not what you want to do, because once you get them and their whole family up in there working on your house, it's going to be hard for you to get them out of there. They may be living in your house before you even get back in your house. And so the story is, you know, they're going to always tell you, yes, I can do it. Yes, I can do everything. Oh, the last storm when Hurricane Katrina hit, listen, I built half of Houston. I did all the work down there in Houston for the last hurricane. And listen, just understand that can't one contract rebuild all Houston, okay? They do it all. Oh, I do it all. Just understand, nobody does it all. And if they insist on saying, hey, listen, I can do it all, then just let them know. Then guess what? Yeah, if you can do it all, then just call me the Queen of England. Now, these are just a bunch of stories that I'm sharing with you guys to make sure that you guys understand the importance of doing your research while you're trying to find your contractor for these tornadoes just hit here in Texas. There's a lot of people that are in very unfortunate situations right now that are going to be at the mercy of a contractor in order for them to help them get out of the situation or predicament they're in right now. And believe it or not, if you hire the wrong contractor, you'll never forget it. You're going to have a story of a lifetime because they're going to make sure that you're going to forget it. You will see that there are things that you never ever thought could imagine or happen in your life. They're going to be happening to you because you hired the wrong contractor. So I guess what I'm saying to you guys is to make sure that you do your homework. Make sure you contact the Better Business Bureau, okay? Make sure you do your Google search. Google search. Ask for references. Ask for some pictures and photos of some of their previous jobs. And I can tell you that sometimes those photos, that may not be what you want to rely off of either, because especially with the way social media is right now, the way that you can, you know, maybe copy pictures off of Google and put them in a portfolio and make or deceive someone into believing that this is actually your work. So to keep the real natural disaster out of your home, do your homework, ask for the licenses, check for the references, and if they offer you a deal that sounds too be good to true, just smile and wave and tell them goodbye, because what you're about to get into by not doing your research and hiring a shady contractor is going to be more unpredictable than that tornado. So listen, y'all, now is the time where we open up the all new, brand new James Ayers Show, where we talk about not only things that are bothering you, but we also talk about things that are bothering me. And now is the time where we open up the all new, brand new James Area Show for the live call-in show. Caller number 1. Show, y'all. We're broadcasting live right here, right now from Dallas, Texas. And we want to send a special shout out to everybody that's out there that's doing something productive to put them a little bit closer towards their hopes and their dreams. It is now showtime, y'all. And shout out to the band, man. Show the band some love by leaving the number 8 in the chat section, y'all. The link for the live call-in show has been posted in the comment section. remember, y'all, if you were one of those that were affected by the storm, remember that this is just, you're just being set back for the setup. And if you ain't heard nothing else that I've said, and we don't have any live callers for today, then remember, y'all, listen, don't stop pushing towards your hopes and your dreams. You're only 1 second, you're only one opportunity away from pursuing your hopes or getting exactly where you want to be. And remember that Jesus loves you, and so do I. Good night.